A veteran wideout Marquise Brown returned to practice for the Kansas City Chiefs for the first time since he injured his shoulder during a preseason game in August. Kansas City's been one banged-up team on offense, so whenever he actually plays, it will be vital the rest of the way. And head coach Andy Reid told the media that Brown won't play against Cleveland, but he could be cleared in time to take on Houston or the Steelers on Christmas Day. Big stretch for KC. 3 games in 11 days, people. Time now to bring in CBS Sports NFL writer Tyler Sullivan. And Tyler, we know when healthy, Marquise Brown can be an electric option for any team with his speed, quickness. What do you think he's going to add to Kansas City's offense down the stretch and for that postseason run?
Yeah, see, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly he can get back onto the field. You know, props to JJ. A few weeks ago now saying that they were eyeing Christmas Day, so that could be the present under the tree for the Kansas City Chiefs if they're able to get him back for that game. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they use him down the stretch. You got to remember, this isn't a receiver that's, you know, been with the Kansas City Chiefs, that's getting back into the swing of things. He's signed as a free agent. He's relatively new, so there is going to be a little bit of a gearing up process to find that chemistry with Patrick Mahomes that they started to develop over the summer and into the preseason. But the thing for me with Marquise Brown coming into the Kansas City Chiefs, I think the one thing that we're looking for is, can this team finally not get down to a 1-score game, right? I mean, they've been fantastic in those games. They've won every single one of them. They're, 12-1 on the season. They're in prime position, but are they able to pull away from these teams? And to me, that's what I think Marquise Brown could do. The Kansas City Chiefs ranked 24th in the NFL in completed passes of 20 more yards down the field. He's someone that can re-inject, an extending of the offense down the field with that speed. So I've looked at that as he comes back.
A lot of work for them and just a little bit of time for the 2-time defending Super Bowl champs. Now, how about the Bills and Lions? A potential Super Bowl preview this Sunday. If I told you that in 2021, you would laugh because of the Lions' misery for so long. But they are arguably the best NFC team right now in 2024. And the Bills, they're led by a monster in the name of Josh Allen, and that offense for the Bills, well, they want to rebound after a controversial loss to the Rams.
If we handle it the right way, it's all a good reminder for us of how competitive this dang league is week to week. And a lot of teams take a lot of scars on their way to having a darn good season, and we're having a darn good season. So what has to be in front of us this week is the opportunity that's in front of us, and quite frankly, the challenge that's in front of us, going against a 12-1 team, and at their place, it's going to be a heck of an environment.
Look, this is a top-tier opponent, so we're looking forward to it, and there's no place you'd rather be than playing this type of football, this type of team in December.
You know, Tyler, coaching was a big determining factor in each of these teams' results last week. So what do you think is going to be the deciding factor for Sunday's matchup?
I'm just so excited for this, right? Can we just step back for a second and say, this is awesome. We just came off a game last night where there was all field goals. Now we get rewarded with Lions-Bills, and I just think it's going to be a Super Bowl preview. It should be one of the best games on the slate, if not the season. The thing to look out for in this game is the Knuckles and Sonic duo of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs going up against what is kind of a sneaky bad Buffalo Bills run defense. We are marveling at what Josh Allen was able to do last week. 6 touchdowns total, was just a tour de force, but he wasn't on the field that much. He was able to do all those things when he was doubled up in time of possession for the Los Angeles Rams because of that success on third down, that success on the ground. And I think that the Detroit Lions have that same type of recipe. You have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs really going after this run defense. The Buffalo Bills ranks 26th in the NFL in yards per rush attempt allowed, overall 19th in the league in rushing yards per game. I just feel like those two are going to be the X factors here, as they have been all season. They have success on the ground. Josh Allen is on the sideline, which is a good news for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but for the Lions, they're so banged up. So you just hope that they're able to weather the storm with all the injuries they have accumulated, and yet they still only have 1 loss to their name on this 2024 season. Now, how about Bill Belichick? He's no stranger to coaching in big-time games, but the 6-time Super Bowl champ, isn't any closer to returning to that stage in the NFL. At least not in 2025. See, Belichick was introduced as the new head coach at North Carolina on Thursday. His contract, a 5-year deal, has 3 years guaranteed at $10 million per year and includes up to $3.5 million in annual incentives. His buyout is $10 million, but becomes only $1 million after June 1st of next year. Which begs the question, Tyler, is he in Chapel Hill to say, we know what he said in his press conference, but what do you actually believe?
I think just like Lloyd Christmas said, so you're telling me there's a chance. I do believe that there is an opportunity here for Bill Belichick to find his way back into the NFL. I mean, contractually, there's going to be a roadmap. After we get to that juncture in June where it doesn't cost him $10 million to leave, it's going to cost the dude $1 million to go to the NFL if a situation comes forward. Now, I think that we have to kind of look at the landscape here a little bit, though. You know, there is obviously going to be those conversations whenever an opening opens up in the NFL of, hey, do you call down to Chapel Hill to see what Bill Belichick is willing to do? But it's going to have to be the absolute right opportunity. Even when you look at this coaching cycle, right? Like, if you're the Chicago Bears, who are one of the 3 openings right now in the NFL, Bill Belichick's probably not your guy. You're probably more interested in a Ben Johnson because he's going to be there for the long term. For a team like Bill Belichick, I just don't know if those openings are going to be that attractive for the organization or for Bill Belichick, because most of the time they're all hitting the reset button. So it would really have to be a veteran quarterback already established, very similar to the Chargers this offseason with Jim Harbaugh, a ready-made team that just needs new leadership. That's kind of threading the needle here a little bit. So yes, while there's obviously an opportunity for Bill Belichick contractually to go to the NFL, it would have to be the exact right situation for him to jump ship out of Chapel Hill.
Right, we're not talking about a 50-year-old Bill Belichick. We're talking about a 72-year-old about to be 73. Now, going back to the buyout terms, how much of a factor, Tyler, do you think that played in the negotiations?
I think it was probably a little bit more for UNC, right? Because, you know, we've all speculated that if Dallas opens up, then it's like, oh boy, maybe he goes with Jerry Jones down there. I think that really this eliminated him from this head coaching cycle because there's always that surprise, right? Every single offseason or the end of the season, we all are like, oh wow, that job opened up, that's now available. You don't want to be UNC giving him $1 million buyout and let's just say the Cincinnati Bengals become available and they want Bill Belichick to coach alongside Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. That's really tempting. So as much as they get him flexibility in the long term, I think it's primarily, obviously, for the $10 million for this head coaching cycle in particular.
Tyler Sullivan, always breaking it down like a champ. We appreciate the time, my man. And make sure to lock in to CBS on Sunday. We've got a great set of games. Chiefs at Browns, Ravens, Giants. Then the Bills on the road against the Lions at 4:25. That is the game that everybody will be talking about. Check it out, CBS and streaming on Paramount+.